Hello, my hosts, and welcome to another Kerbal Space Program stream. Today, we are going to be attempting once again to capture our Eve probe and return it to the surface. So, I'll just fold my wings away, and we will get on to that. Okay. Oh, got my joystick. So, we had two problems with our previous design. Here we go. Light you up. One was the cargo bay was too small, so it wasn't able to actually hold the spacecraft. And the other was that when it came into land, it crashed. So we are going to have to fix those things. I think first step, we are going to increase the size of our payload load section. Car. Rotate you around like that. Huh? That's the fuel section. Take that off there. What's going on? You connect properly. And you rotate correctly. There we go. So we now have three of them there, and we've got to have that rotating again. Okay, that's better. Close. Next step, so we've got to improve our landing characteristics, so I think we are actually going to have to stick wings on here. Basically, these will allow us to remain in the atmosphere slightly longer and use that to burn off a bit of speed. Now, the issue I was having is we lose stability. Wing. We lose a lot of stability in the air. Connector when we are launching. So what we've got to do actually is disable these ailerons while we are launching. So we've got to go deploy retracted, deploy extended, retracted. So we've got to say inactive for all of them. And you Oop, that's not going to work. Get rid of that. Just want to grab the... Why not let me just grab... There we go. Grab that. out like that. And like that. What's the... Right. Go. Make you this active as well. Now, if we go to actions, and say toggle all controls. Toggle deploy. Toggle pitch control. Toggle yaw control. Toggle roll control. And we'll select that. We'll say toggle yaw, toggle roll. Ah, that's on the wrong thing. I want it on custom 1. Custom 1 there. So toggle roll control, toggle yaw control, toggle pitch control. Toggle pitch control, toggle yaw control, toggle roll control. Excellent. Oh, we've got the, I even forgot that we had these. So, custom. Break. Got to remember that I have those controls there that allow us to break. I'm also going to add supersonics. If we're going to build, I just want to make sure we've got center of mass, center of thrust, center of aerodynamic. Yep, the the center of mass is forward of the center of lift. That is good. And I think that's the problem we had with the stability before. Okay, and now they're joined. Ah. Center of lift is way ahead of center of mass. That's probably what was giving us the stability problems we had before. Let's stick on here. That's not going to do it. Hello, Seiken. How are you today? Huh. If we stick antenna winglets on there, no. Gonna need bigger wings. I am building a spacecraft with the intent to use it to retrieve a probe that we've sent up to sent to Eve. And the issue I'm having currently is we don't have stability for this, because this is the center of aerodynamic lift and it's currently in front of the center of mass, and this causes a feedback loop which will cause our ship to lose stability. So I'm trying to move this back by adding more wings down here. And does that help? Let's bring it down a bit. Though not much. Also got to fix up these like that. Fix you to there. You cross brace to there. You brace across to there, and you brace up to there. And fuel's being fed from one side but not the other, so we'll fix that as well. Let's fix the other side over here to be properly braced. We've still got this issue with aerodynamic stability. Suppose we can increase the size of the wing. Structural wing type B. Make these larger. Yes, I do. I play Minecraft as well. I play Minecraft on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Okay. That comes down that way. Let's see, swept wings. It's coming down. Go for the swept wings again. This is a ridiculous... This is a ridiculous aircraft with all of its wings. We'll stick a few extra wings on the boosters as well. And here. It's almost got our stability. Not sure how well this will work, and I'm also going to check. Yep, we're still going to have thrust to get it to fly. I think one more wing. That's almost doing it. What we can also do is increase the mass up here. So we'll add another fuel tank, which will draw the mass upwards, I suspect. So, fuel tanks, sort by size, and this is the big ones. Next thing. Yeah, the boosters might bump into the rockets. We'll have a look. We'll have a test flight soon. And I've just noticed that this is not properly in line. That's weird. How do we fix that? There we go. Mass is still an issue. It's getting close. Double check. Still got enough thrust. We'll put in another fuel tank here. It's not really solving the problem. Move it up. What can we do? To fix that slight stability issue. I think it's a pity we can't just stick a heavy empty mass on top. What we got? No, that's fine. Okay, let's give it a test. Who have we got for crew? Ah, we are going to need to recruit a crew. So leave that. Astronaut complex. New pilot. And we'll head out. About to test it. So we now have a crew. And we'll save that. Let's just check if there's anything. Hi, Omega V7. I suspect we're going to have a bit of a problem with stability, but let's see what happens when we launch. Alright. Activate stability assistance. Thrust to maximum. And go for launch. Okay. So far, so good. And immediately we've lost stability. Okay, let's just see what it does. I'll fight it a bit. Yep, this is not going to go well, and failure. So let's revert to vehicle assembly. Oh, there was another thing I wanted to add to here as a bit of utility. I wanted to add a couple of drogue chutes just to slow us down at high speeds. So we'll add those here as well. We'll add that just before the main chutes. Right. So save this. Center of aerodynamic and center of mass. Yeah. That problem is caused because the center of lift is in front of the center of mass. And what it means is once the center of mass, center of lift starts lifting us out, that increases our angle of attack, which in turn increases the strength of the aerodynamic effect. So, what we can do, I am thinking, is if we want to move the center of mass upwards, we could remove the fuel from here. But then why would we have boosters? So that doesn't help. Can the fuel's there? Let's try one more additional fuel tank up the top to bring more of the fuel, more of the center of mass upwards. Ah, that sounds really cool. So let's go for the big fuel tanks again. I don't think that helped much. Also, what we can do, I'm just thinking, we can go into the move tool here, move you up, move you out. Why do you keep fighting with me? I want you to move up. Not in, up. And I think we'll get rid of these ones. These aren't helping that much. Oh. Or they are. So. These ones are intersecting slightly. Clear things up. Strange that the remove all these fins because they're not that clean. We'll try again. Now, without all those fins, look where the aerodynamics is. So fix that. And fix that one there. We'll fix these to correctly brace. That's a bit cleaner. Why did that come off like that? That's not what I wanted to happen. Sometimes the way the bracing sort of breaks on its own is a little curious. Right. That's fixed up. Mysterious wing in the middle of nowhere removed. Ah. And we'll go back. Let's sort by size because I want the biggest wing I can find, which is this one. Oh, that helps a lot. That brings it right down. Where's our center of mass indicator? There we go. So we'll stick the swept wings here. Right. We'll save this. We'll double check. Yep, we've got more than one thrust. I'm choosing the big wings because I was having a lot of trouble bringing the center of aerodynamic lift behind the center of mass. But now with the big wings, we've got a lot more stability. In fact, I suspect we'll have trouble turning now, which is fine. Let's adjust our thrust. Lock on there. Thrust to maximum. Well, that's a pretty sight. Actually, take a screenshot for that one. Here we go. Right, and up we go. So, up. That didn't work as well as I thought it was going to. Just as... see if we can correct it manually. Oh dear, that's another failure. Okay. Well. Let's see if we can get you into a stable situation. Well, no, because you're flying backwards. That causes problems with aerodynamics. That. Engines off. Gear down. Okay, the rear gear doesn't want to deploy. I'm going to have to fix that as well. Though, we landed. I'm going to think I'm going to call that a limited success. Revert flight to vehicle assembly. Okay. Let's adjust these slightly. Start extended. Okay. Hi, Bingness. How are you? We just had a slight failure, but we are working on improving it. So I am wondering what is causing this instability. So we've got the aerodynamic overlay re-enabled. I'm not seeing any error. Oh. And the aerodynamics is forward again? What's going on here? I thought that the big wings had pulled it all the way back, but no. Why? So let's go to 4. Go to 2. Let's go to the wings again. Get the... We want to bring this aerodynamic thing right back. And we're not getting much movement from there. I'm wondering what we can do to... Okay, so what I'm looking for is relative wing area. 1.37, 2. That might be better. Ah, thank you. I am working towards it. So far, I am got 70 odd people, and I appreciate every one of them. So, wonder if this has any ones that are bigger than 2. I think 2 is the largest for relative wing size, so we'll go like that. That looks a bit odd, and that's coming down. Okay, 2. Swept wing B. Make it lock. Don't attach it to that. Attach it down here. Ah, I am pretty sure it won't work until we fix the fundamental problem with the center of aerodynamic lift. And the only way to do that is by bringing this little dot back towards here. Alternatively, we figure out a way of disabling these wings while we're in launch. Robotics. No, there's still going to be, even if we sort of fold them away. They're not going to stop that. We could just stick a huge aerofoil line. No, we can't do that. We don't have a big enough one. We are recovering the probe because it's been to Eve and has a whole lot of scientific data on board it, and we want to make use of that scientific data. That is why we are doing the probe recovery. I wonder. Get a thing that makes them go below this. I'm going to switch to that one. It's the one that increases it. 4, 5. Is that bringing them down? 6, 7, 8. I think that's going to bump into things. do that again. That's not going to work. Let's take those away. Just don't want anything that sort of like bumps up against my boosters. There we go. It's still bumping up against boosters. 4, it should be fine. Still not quite there. And we could just like then like that. And like that, maybe? This is a ridiculous design. It's getting closer to being in a sort of stable regime. And what we could do is engines, what's this, FINRA engines, they're not heavy enough. Some of these side pod engines are pretty heavy. I was thinking of using them as ballast. Or even okay, this might work. What we'll do, coupling, go like that. And solid fuel boosters. Which we're using almost completely as ballast rather than for their rocketness. Okay, that should be stable. Let's stick those down there. And we'll strut ourselves up. Add struts to stabilize ourselves. And across like this. Not sure why they objected that much. Now, this has got a massive... Oh. you there. I think you split off first. So we'll split you that way. We're going to have an interesting time with this. You. These ones are for you there. Right, let's save this. And go for launch. Engines are enabled. Stability assistance systems switched on. Let's go. We are heading up. The fuel to weight ratio's not as good as it was before. It's struggling to remain stable. It's definitely not, and as we burn through as we burn through the solid fuel, it's getting worse. Yep. And then it tears itself apart. Right. That one is another abort. Revert flight. Vehicle assembly. What is the thrust rate? Thrust to weight ratio was 2. But I think what was happening is the exhaust from these was actually pushing down on the rest of the rocket and making it slower. And center of mass. Thing is, we're almost there. I wonder... we increase the size of these boosters. There we go. Fuel. So that's... oh, those don't even have mass. 1.62. Still got plenty of fuel here. And this is ridiculous. What's happened to the... okay. We've still got 1.4. It's our thrust to weight ratio, which is not perfect, but it's greater than 1. We'll add strutting to here. And like that. Let's give this a try. We might have to improve the thrust rate to weight ratio so we can actually take off. Max thrust. We're going up. That's a good sign. And as we go up, one of the problems is going to be that the center of mass is going to drift downwards, drift upwards, so we might lose stability again. But at least we are climbing and we're not tipping over. Our speed is increasing. The stage might actually separate poorly. Not really gaining altitude as quick as you normally do. This is a heavy rocket. And so what are we? We're at 5 kilometers up. We're up to 200 meters a second. That's pretty okay. 7 meters up. Let's see if we can get a bit of a gravity turn. That's going nicely. It's fighting me a little bit, but not too much. Not sure why you are rotating. It's okay, out of the atmosphere now, so oops. Okay. Vert flight. Vehicle assembly. That didn't go too bad. Let's adjust the Separatrons so the boosters don't fly into us. And like that. And we got the other boosters. Engines. Little Sepatron size. You're the smallest one. Yep, there you are. And you facing out that way. Then up the top here, we have another pair of Sepatrons facing out and facing out. That feels better. So save that. Let's go for launch. Right. Engines to max. Stability assistance switched on. Firing up the engines. Oh, hold on. We've got a bit of a sideways motion going on. It's a problem when we're right at the edge of the thrust to weight ratio. And we're tipping. Come on, you can make it. No, they can't make it. Right. Gear out. We've still got that can't deploy gear while stowed issue. But at least we know under its normal condition it will land. Okay, let's revert this. Revert flight, vehicle assembly. I'm thinking a couple of boosters on the bottom just to fix that the issue with a couple of boosters on the bottom just to give it a bit more thrust to weight ratio when it's landing, when it's taking off, sorry. So save this again. I'm thinking go to 2 times, get a coupling like that. We'll put in just a small that's not small, that's too. That should be enough to get us over the edge. And we'll add those two over there. So the thrust weight ratio now is 1.5. That's a bit higher. Just double check out. There's our center of lift. We'll save this. Let's see if this will work. Right. There we go. Okay, we are going more straight up this time. solid fuel is burning out faster, that's good. Thing is, as long as we have a bit of momentum as we are climbing, we won't have that issue where we go sideways, I suspect. And we climb up. Although we are dropping a bit more solid fuel. That's fine. Drop off that initial booster. We are still accelerating up at an accelerating rate. Over 100 meters a second. This is good. And we're climbing over the 3 kilometer mark. It's a very slow launch, but that's fine. Now, the next step is we're going to start our gravity turn. We get a little bit over 10 kilometers up. So let's push forward slightly. Clean ourselves for this gravity turn. Controls are a little odd with regards to everything, but that's fine. Let's have a look at maneuvering. So I'm going to have to turn a little more. Oh, that's okay. We've got going here. We're over over 1 kilometer, so we can fix ourselves to circularize. Hello, Robus. It's good to see another person here as well. I hope you are having a good day. I'm having quite a fine day at the moment. And we are going to add a maneuver here to circularize our orbit. That's fine. And I'm going to have to start the burn very shortly as well. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Burn. Oh, overshoot. Okay. And Sapphire. Oh, sorry, Stephanie. So we are recircularizing our orbit. Going to next stage. Okay, so what do we got? We got $59. I am trying to launch this space plane, which will meet up with a probe that has flown back from one of the other planets called Eve, and we will dock the probe into the payload section of this craft, and then hopefully be able to return it to the planet. But the first thing we got to do is get our craft into a stable orbit. Let's rotate you around like that. That's fine. I'm gonna do some system checks. Gear is good. Thank you. And our orbit is still pushing through there. Orbit is coming out. We'll have a stable orbit soon, I suspect. Then the next step will be to schedule a rendezvous. Ah! That's good. That means we've got a stable orbit. You like that. So here is our target object. And we're going to have to adjust our orbit so that it corresponds to it. So the first thing we're going to do is, so your periapsis is 99 there, and that one is 78. Add maneuver. So this one is 7-8. The problem is we will be right on the edge of escape velocity once we do this. And I want to get the orbit as big as possible, because changing the inclination of the orbit is easier the further out you are. So that's 6, that's 7. Right. Yeah. Right, so there we had a one encounter. That's fairly typical. 17, 20, 22. We're going for 78, 27, and 30, 48, and 50, almost there, 59, 68, 70. Okay, that's good. I don't want to be totally out of here. I want to actually have a bit of extra maneuverability, because we'll gain some... We'll actually gain some... We'll gain some height once we do the inclination corrections. And here we go. facing almost directly down. That's going to not be much of an issue. Right. Because I suspect this will come up. Let's go fast forward. So this is a delta V of about 900 meters a second. And we've got 2 kilometers worth of delta V in this lower section. So we have plenty of fuel to go with. We'll have a 1 minute burn. There we go. It's all lined up just a little bit more. There we go. 26. T minus 20 seconds for the orbital correction burn. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, burn. And let's just adjust ourselves. There we go. Hello, Silver Ghost. Welcome to the stream. So we'll have about a 1 minute burn here. And we are adjusting our orbit, so we will be in approximately a similar orbit to the probe that we are about to be capturing. And going 29 seconds. There we go. Adjusting ourselves. And that will squeeze off that way a bit. There we go. I'm actually going to kill some of our extra velocity because we've put ourselves on an escape path, which is not what we want. Unfortunately, this Kerbal isn't as well trained as some of my other ones, so they don't have all the skills. Let's take ourselves facing backwards. There we go. Want to go like that. And we want to just reduce this to its, there, 78. Now, the next thing we want to do is at this point add a maneuver and use that to change our angle, the relative angle between these two. So this one is minus 128 minus that, so going that way, minus 140. It's a pity that you have to deorbit your base stations, but it is you need to do it to keep the skies clean. So getting that. Unfortunately, all of this extra energy is going to make it escape, so I'm going have to pull that back like that. No, that doesn't help. Okay. Thinking that's probably not the best way to judge it. Can actually add one here instead. That's probably gonna work better. Sending node 120. The other way around. And go like that. And where are we? Oh, another one of our escape velocity paths. Hooray. Curve and escape. So reduce the power. You there. So what do we got? Minus 58. Minus 55. Right. I am thinking that would be the best correction we can get at that point, and we'll do it in 2 stages. Right, so we'll go over here if I can. And the good thing is, since we are so high up, the amount of delta V we need to change the plane is much smaller. So we'll adjust ourselves, because you see this one needs only a 7-second burn. And I'm using the fast forward button to kill some of my rotational inertia, which is kind of cheating, but it's such an easy way to fix some things. I tend to not avoid it. So we'll head out into orbit. Actually out beyond the range of the things. I'm just going to check out electric charge. I'm going to have to open up the Watsits very shortly so we can get some more electric charge. Here we go. Open up the bay doors. That'll give us power because we've got solar panels inside of the bay there. So we'll start a 7-second burn, 20 seconds to the burn. Can rotate ourselves to get a better, to get our solar panels into power. There we go. And burn. Right, we haven't escaped, that's good. We shift that off there. We've got 56 as our angle. What we could do is add a maneuver. That's the button to flick it over to maneuver the next one. No, it's not what we want. Thanks. There's a planning next orbit. So I will adjust the orbit here. So it's minus, that's 80. It's going down, isn't it? 86. No, it's not. Right, go the other way. Right. I've forgotten how to get this correct. Just a little bit of a nudge here. And you don't have to go very far. Just drain energy from the maneuver node. There we go. And ascending node 120, ascending node. What I want to do is to get this number to 0. Which is not being so cooperative to me. But what we can do actually is get rid of this node here. Because that's now 78. And you are 78 as well, so we can just remove a little bit of altitude here. Bring that down to 76. Hello! Then add a second maneuver here, which will adjust our angle. They say, but they are minus 60, minus 59, minus 51. Oh, and we've got a whole lot of nonsense from... Actually, let's cancel that one as well. And cancel this maneuver here. Let's try something else. This will be a bit more energy costly, but it'll probably get us into a better status all over. We'll do the maneuver here. On the actual node. So minus 62. And it goes over the limit. Minus 63. Minus 64. So got to go the other way. Minus 46. Minus 43. So getting this to be the same as our target velocity. There we go. So, we will... Oh, Eve? Which one's... Who's interfering with us now? Oh no, it's just gaining more. We're not having any encounters with... Okay, 13. Right. Just adjusting our orbits to get ourselves in line with the ship that we are trying to make a contact with. Oh, we're down to 9. That's good. 8. And... Interface, don't do strange things to me. 7. Now, 3. Almost there. So, soon have an inclination that is very close to our target vessel. Okay, that's close enough. And then we'll start adjusting the other orbital characteristics. So it's going to take 600 meters a second. On this stage we got 1,700. Ah, cool. Omega V7. And trains derail. That sounds like an interesting challenge, though not one I'm going to do at the moment, since I've got this my own challenge with attempting to rendezvous with this probe that's returning from Eve. So we'll fast forward to this next maneuver, and we'll adjust ourselves to get the same inclination around Kerbal. Where is Kerbal? Is that below us? No, can't see Kerbal at the moment. It's probably too far away. Oh, there it is. We're in a very almost polar orbit. Oh, there's... And there's the Mun. So we'll ease ourselves like that. Check on our resources. Yep. That's fine. And so we've got node in 20 seconds. We are lined up perfectly. I'm going to have a 36-second burn. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, burn. So we are now adjusting our orbit to be in the same plane as the thing we are trying to rendezvous with. Just a little bit more. Just keep our eye on here. Here we go. Got good supply of fuel. Keep our eye on the prize, and there we go. That is going fine. Now we got half a degree out. That's cool. Next bit is to get our orbital characteristics to align better. So we want our target apoapsis to be over there, and we adjust our apoapsis at our periapsis. So you are 69, nice. So we've got to go out and in a bit. There we go. That will correct the alignment there. And then when we get to here, we'll adjust the alignment there and work on the timing. And we need about 78 meters of seconds of thrust. We have a kilometer of that still left. That's fine. We'll come here. Right. Just adjusting ourselves. Can't see our target yet, but it's almost directly in front of us. We will have another correction shortly. And there we go. So this will be a 4-second burn. Just adjust our angles slightly. There we go. Things are coming across quite swimmingly. 29. So 20 seconds to burn. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Burn. And we have an adjusted orbit. Slightly high, but that's fine. The next step is to add a maneuver here, and we'll bring it in. And the other thing we're going to do is do slight adjustments on this one so that we'll get an encounter. There we go. You can see the point in time when to meet up, shifting around. What I want to do is have that line up better. There we go. Where is the purple one? I'll be playing Minecraft tomorrow. And I'm not sure how to get this to time right, because it's not being as cooperative as it is normally. Oh, that's a man intercept if I ever saw one. Because now the orbits are so close. Aha! Yeah, we got something. There we go. So we can bring us out there. However, I think that's going to be something for Monday's stream, since we are a little bit out of time here. So let's go back to my main room. Thank you everybody for joining me for this stream. Tomorrow we will be playing Minecraft, and the day after that will be some Factorio. Thank you everybody for joining me. If you enjoyed me either in the stream live or watching the archives, please subscribe so you'll be informed when I am next on. Thank you very much, everybody.